Hello.
Hey.
What's up? Life is really good today.
Yeah, it really is.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. It's crazy. It's amazing how... When did we record last? Was that 2 days ago?
I think so.
My entire life, it's like... Talk about it, people.
Yeah, it helps so much to just get stuff out.
It's like it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know other people have to deal with things however they have to deal with it, you know, with me, people in my life. They have to deal with forgiveness or they don't, whatever. But, like, my issues, it's like, it's just whatever. It's gone. It's out. See you later.
When you come clean with stuff like that, it really stops. People are like, what can people even really say? Like,
what you got to say to me?
Yep.
I
It's
mean,
like, yeah.
You're a drug addict. Wait,
Yeah.
I told you that. Thanks. Anyway, not to make lightly of a deadly subject that's killing somebody right now.
Right.
I am alive, and I am happy, and I am free of so much burden and so much darkness. I mean, I opened my blinds yesterday, lights in, I've got my kids, life is good, my mentality is straight, I'm working, I'm doing things, and I don't feel like it's even hard. I'm just back. And 3 days ago I couldn't even freaking do anything. So
Yeah.
talk about it, people.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Talking is good.
Yeah. Talking is good.
I know. I know. We sat here and we're like, what are we going to talk about today? We're like, I don't know. I mean, there's a universe of things to talk about, and then at the same time it's like, I know a few things come to my mind, some things that I probably do need to talk about, to open up about, but one thing that is right here at the forefront is saying no. like I had an opportunity today to say no to something. Like, I could have said yes or no, and me, for my life, I needed to say no today, and I've always felt so bad saying no to things, especially opportunities to serve people and to help people and to, you know, and it's just like I've always just said yes. I've always been a yes person, even whenever it has been detrimental to myself and to also my family. And I just recognize that. I recognize so much of my life that I've just always just said yes, because I've just always been taught to say yes. And maybe not even taught, but just learned. Like, I've learned it maybe from watching other people, and, you know, but I've been taught not to say no.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and so today, like, I really, whenever I was asked the question, I really had to pause and really look inward, and what is really best for myself and for my family and for my life today. And I had to say no. And I had this moment of like this guilt, but then I was like, that's that voice again that's coming in trying to make me feel guilty, and I'm not playing into that voice anymore. I'm so grateful to be able to recognize it and to be able to just cast it away. Like, I don't have to live in guilt for making choices for my life that I know are best for my life. Like, I can't take more on to my shoulders right now whenever I've already got so much on my shoulders that I'm not, like, dealing with. You know, so.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing I can take on right now. And I didn't have a problem saying no. I mean, yeah, I was taught always never to say no, but right now, the only thing I can do is take care of me. I mean, 100%. I've got my kids, I'm taking care of them, but really it's all I can probably do for the next year is take care of me. Work on me, work on getting structure, work on getting my life where it needs to be so that I can actually not just say yes and then not show up. I mean, I could have said yes and then I'm just feeling guilty because I'm not even doing what I said yes that I do. Right. So it's a matter of being present, being mentally sound, and being available so that I can actually say yes and be there for whatever it is I'm being asked to do.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was interesting that we were both asked today on the same day.
And on the way to church, I said I would say no.
Did you know you were even going to be asked anything?
I had no clue I was talking to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told him that. I said on the ride here, I even said if I was asked to do anything, I'd say no.
Yeah.
I'm not in a place to take care of anybody or anything other than myself right now.
And I'm in a place today where I have been taking care of myself for a couple of years, and so I'm getting into this place where I am able to serve, like I'm serving in other ways and doing things but it's also like I'm coming to a place where like my husband, like truly, like he's my call. He is who I feel is my priority in my life today with where our lives are. I mean, he's retired at 50 and he's not well, and it's like he needs me to step into like whatever I would have said yes to. He needs me to step into saying yes to him. And so it's like I can't say yes to anything else because I feel as though that's neglecting my family right now in my life. Now that may change in 6 months, a year from now, you know, I mean, things change all the time, but it's like today. And I don't even have to, and it's not an excuse, and I don't even have to give any reasons. Like it's okay for us to say no to people because people outside of our lives don't know our lives, and they don't know us. They don't know what's going on in our daily life. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, like the other day, my son was telling me about a party, and I doubt anybody's going to listen to anything. And he wasn't really wanting to go, and I was just like, well, then don't. Like, why do we always feel like we have to do things to please other people and to make other people feel good whenever it goes against like what it is within ourselves? Like, if we don't feel good about going somewhere, why am I going to make myself go? From guilt. I'm feeling guilt about going, and so I'm not going with like feeling good. What am I going to bring to that? I don't even want to be there, so I'm going to be like trying to not talk to people and not wanting to leave as soon as I possibly can, and so I'm not even going to be able to enjoy it. And so it's like I'm learning to be able to go with my gut. Like if I'm not feeling it and I'm not wanting to, then I can't continue forcing myself to do things that within me makes me not feel good, because I can't bring goodness to other people if I'm feeling that way inside.
Yeah. Be true to yourself. That's what matters most. Be true to God. I mean, it's not... So many times I've had it come to me that I don't need to do something, that it's not something that I need to do right now in my life. And I could say that God completely supports me in my decision, you know, and who is anybody to say otherwise from my life? So it's definitely, man, I listened to your condemnation video that you did, and it is the split from where we were raised, the extremes that we've adopted into our lives, we have some serious, just like most people in America. I mean, most people come from different religious backgrounds, parents that had different beliefs, but when you put in Pentecostal and then you put in Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you've got an extremely
and it's not even like our dad. I mean, my dad was baptized before I was born.
But I still go to my grandma's house. I can remember, you're gonna go to hell. You don't say that. I mean, I've heard it from uncles and aunts. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna burn in hell if you do it, and it's such a funny mentality. And then there's the perfectionism. You gotta do, and it's just, it is a way to put a gun in your mouth. It's a way, I mean, it's a no-win battle. It just isn't. And I can understand why some people just throw in the towel with that combination of background, because it is
I don't know many people with that combination of background.
No.
Truly. Like, no. Man.
No. And it's definitely two extremes, and it can put a mind in overdrive, that's for sure. Make me want to shut it all down real quick. But I'm learning to deal with it. And listening to that video was really good for me.
Good.
I mean, it really laid it out, like what is going on in my head. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it just all came to me over this past week, and because, I mean, that's the awesome thing about this process and about recovery and about surrendering, like, my life every single day, is that I'm seeking the Spirit to show me these things. Like, I want the Spirit in my life so much, and I want to get rid of all these patterns and behaviors that are keeping me stuck and sick. And so it's like, he just teaches me, he shows me these things. And it's interesting because I can go onto YouTube, because I just love listening and learning, and I'll pull up YouTube, and like the first video, a lot of times that will pop up is like, oh, well, let me see what that, it'll catch my eye, and I'll start listening to it. And it was this guy talking about condemnation, and I was just like, that's, it's not a word really that has been in my vocabulary, that's even been in my mind, my thoughts. Like, it's not something that we were raised really hearing the word of, but we sure know the feeling and the experience of it. And so whenever I started listening to this guy, I was like, oh my gosh, I was resonating so strongly with what he was saying, and it opened my eyes to that. It's been there. It's still there. And I mean, it made me recognize that it was still there, but I was becoming so aware of it. And now that I'm aware of it, it has no power. Like, it has no power over me, because I see it. And the moment I see it, I'm like, the grace of Christ, the grace of Jesus is able to just, I don't have to even think about that. Like, I see it for what it is.
Between condemnation and self-righteousness, yeah, those are two extremes. And humility and relying on our Savior is just the complete opposite of both of those. And it's so much easier and so much more peaceful, and just life is just so good when we stop relying on our own understanding. And I mean, I get so out there just thinking I can take care of myself. I got it. Okay, thank you. You got me up again. You got me out of it. You took me out of hell. Thank you. I got it from here. And the next thing I know, I'm where I was 4 or 5 days ago.
It's a self-righteousness. And that's something that
I can do it on my own.
Yeah. it's something that I've really, it's like faced me. Like, my husband has told me a couple times that I was being self-righteous. And I was like, I am not self-righteous.
Says the self-righteous.
Because within myself, I've never been able, I didn't really know what it meant, for one thing. I thought it was like, I think I'm just better than everyone else, because I've never felt better than anybody else because of the voice of condemnation that's in my head. And so it's like, for someone to tell me I'm self-righteous, I'm like, no, I'm not, because I know that I'm not better than anybody.
But there you are, trying to do it all on your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's not a feeling of I'm better than
no.
you. It's a feeling of I need to be better.
And it's not even need to, I have to.
It's a condemnation. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I need to be better. I have to be better, or I'm going to be damned.
Yes.
I can't do that. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it.
Yes. Like, I have to. I have always had to. I have to read my scriptures, like, at least a verse, every single day. I have to say my prayers in the morning and at night. At least one time a day, I have to pray, and over all of my meals. I have to go to church, all of it, and it used to be 3 hours and so much more because of meetings and everything. I have to, there was just so many have tos. I have to go visit these people. I have to, and all these check marks that I have to do. And for, me doing all these things, I was like, okay, I'm righteous. I'm doing all these things that I've been told that I have to do to be righteous, to prove that I am worthy. And it completely, like, Jesus Christ is in none of that. He's not. I'm doing everything myself to be righteous. And that is where self-righteousness comes from. Like, I think that I can make myself righteous. And it's a lie. Like, there's not a single thing I can do to make me righteous. My righteousness comes through Jesus Christ.
It's the only place.
Through His grace, His mercy, His love, He stops that condemnation thoughts. He just stops it. And what happens then is that I recognize that I don't have to do these things. I get to do these things. Like, I get to pray to my Heavenly Father, and I get to have a relationship with Him, and I get to talk with Him and feel Him in my life. And I get to read my scriptures, and if I don't do it every single day, that's okay. He's not going to condemn me to hell. I get to listen, I get to do all these things instead of feeling like I have to do them to prove something. Oh, it's such a relief. Like, I have been, such a heavy weight has just been coming off of me over the past couple weeks, coming into understanding this condemnation voice and grace. Like, we even did a video on grace like a couple months ago, and I really felt like I was feeling grace working in my life. And I'm continuing to feel it working in my life and removing more and more stuff. It's just, and every day and for the rest of my life, I love it because I know it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah. It's a process.
It is.
And I'm glad that we're able to do it with everybody. It's definitely a unique experience doing this.
Yeah,
but
it really is.
For a couple people that had nothing to say 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, right.
Life is really good, and we really did, when we pushed play, we're like, I don't have anything to say to you now. But there is always something that the Spirit can put on our heart. And, like we always say, it feels good to talk.
Yeah, it does.
And it's, if there's just us, well, we've learned, we've grown, and man, my life is just so good today. For me to be able to say that right now, where I was 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago, it's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. And I'm not healed and blah, 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 whatever. But it's still a miracle. I mean...
Yeah, you don't want to die today.
I am happy. I'm happy. I'm good. I went to... Life is good. Life is good. And there's so many people that I care for and that I really pray for and that I hope that my life can be repaired exactly how God wants it to be. And I know it will be.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Even if it's years, whatever, it doesn't matter. So
I know, what is time?
Yeah. I love y'all. I hope life is good.
Bye, y'all.